International agricultural research is a fantastic career choice because basically you're signing on to help save the world.
In my perspective, it's a good career choice because it's an awesome career. Yeah, you get to work with some of the most amazing people in the world. And I mean, when I say that, I mean some incredible farmers, yeah. Farmers who are just extraordinary in their ability to make a living out of almost nothing. You get to work with incredibly dedicated scientists who really, they thrive on trying to help other people. And you get to meet some of the most amazing people in the world, people who are truly making a difference, not for themselves, but for the betterment of the world.
People are in it because they love it, not because it pays a lot or some of these other things. So I think the enthusiasm in the sector and the willingness for people to share ideas, you don't see that in a lot of other areas.
You can really believe in what you're doing. All the causes you contribute to, you can really believe in. And so it's very fulfilling on a personal level. And then the other thing is it's just such an interesting thing to do. It's just such a fun and interesting career where you can have such a diversity of roles. Pull on your work boots and work with farmers in a field. You can pull on a suit and work with policymakers in a boardroom. You can put on a lab coat and work with scientists in Australia and overseas.
It's still, every day is different. You're learning every day, you're meeting new people every day and new partnerships.
I've come from a background of hardcore science, genetics and plant pathology, and have been thrown into the mix with social scientists, anthropologists, soil scientists, climate gurus, entomologists, and it's really interesting hearing everyone's views and how we should solve and work together to improve a problem.
Intellectually very engaging, so we're not talking about addressing simple problems here. These are all complex problems that we really need to focus on as a society. They're not the kind of problems that are going to be solved by just one person, one scientist sitting in a room by themselves. So they're quite complex problems, and if you like to address complex problems, I think it's a really good career choice.
The quality of life of our kids, our grandkids and their kids and grandkids will depend on how successfully we figure out how to feed the world sustainably and equitably and in more difficult climates while decarbonising. And that's an incredibly difficult challenge, technically, socially, environmentally, for our political systems and so on. So it's going to require some really good brains, some really smart people, really well networked, applying themselves over long and productive and incredibly rewarding careers.
You get to see how generous people who have almost nothing are compared to people who live in big cities and have access to services and things, and it really makes you reevaluate your own life and your own priorities in a really positive way. And yeah, it can take you all over the world, and it can take you all over the world better than any other job I can imagine, unless you're a tour guide. But even then, it's better than a tour guide because you're not just dragging tourists around. You're talking to real people about their lives.